right, let's talk about glass shower doors for a minute. These are lovely. Person who made these probably had the idea, like I do, that if they are perfectly clear, if they're perfectly clear shower doors and you have hard water, as we tend to have in this area especially, you are going to get, I don't know if you can see that. You can. See the spots here? Those white spots? That's not easy to take off. Okay, it's actually calcium staining. Calcium is a mineral. And it's hard, like your teeth and your fingernails. It's real hard to get it off. Once it has been sitting for even a week, it's real hard. So my suggestion is make sure that you clean these thoroughly weekly, even if they have these little squares. Thank you. But make sure that you're cleaning it with a white vinegar substance or something that is made to combat hard water stains. Hard water stains are just another word for calcium staining, okay? And eventually, if you let calcium staining build up on glass, especially, because glass is, it's poured and then it's hardened. So it's called a non-Newtonian liquid. And I know this because I was a science teacher in my previous life. However, what that means is it's not quite a liquid. It's not quite a solid. It can act as either one, given the right conditions, such as, what's that stuff that, quicksand. Okay, I was trying to think, what's the stuff you sink in? Okay, quicksand looks like watery sand, and when people get into it, it's hard to get out. And the faster they try to move their legs up, the more it becomes solid around them. If you want to test this and you don't believe me, grab some cornstarch, add some water to the cornstarch, spread it out somewhere flat, but thick, like in the bottom of a bowl or something, and push your finger in it slowly. Your finger will sink all the way to the bottom. Take your finger back out. Now strike it quickly, and it will act and look like a solid. Well, that's what glass is. And so, I don't know if you've ever seen a really old window, but if you've ever seen a really old window that actually looks like it has dripped at the bottom, in this area, we have a lot of houses that were built in the 40s, 30s, sometimes the 20s. And they might even have original windows in them, especially in basements is where I've seen them. And the glass will actually drip from the heat over time. That's because it's a non-Newtonian liquid. And given enough exposure to heat and weather, it does begin to drip. Well, because of that, if you give it enough exposure to calcium, which is hard, it will get into the actual glass and do something we call pitting, okay, where it actually bores small holes into the glass. And then the calcium has a really nice, cozy little nook for its little body to get into and sit there and pit it further, but also is very hard to get out. If you scratch calcium stains on glass, you'll actually see that you have to scratch them off, right? And I'm using something that's just as hard, my fingernail. So my point is do not let it get to that point, or you run the risk of pitting your glass shower doors. Worse is you can't recover from it. You'll have to replace them or live with the appearance. But one of the most frequent things that I get from clients when I'm cleaning for, say, the first time, or they're new clients, is they ask me to remove the hard water staining. That's very difficult to do. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Sometimes. If it hasn't gone too far, it's possible. If it has, you're kind of out of luck. Okay? Because you'll have to replace the doors in order to get it off. If it hasn't been sitting for too long, well, you're in luck, because you can use clear white vinegar You can spray it straight, full strength on the glass doors. Let it sit for 30 minutes. Scrub it off with like a green scrubby. That's what I would recommend trying first. And also use a magic eraser. If that does not take it off, it's probably pitted into the glass. And I'll show you at a later time how you still might be able to remove it. It's not a regular clean and it's not a deep clean. It's something I call a special project. And it's something I would come from my client, not do during a maintenance clean. Well, maybe it depends on how long the clean takes. But actually just come out maybe on their off week, if they're bi-weekly, and just do the shower doors. Okay, it involves my cordless drill. Okay, and you need to charge that up, obviously, and these spin brush heads that you can purchase in a lot of different places now. Home Depot, I think, is where I got mine. But you attach them to the drill and you can actually clean the doors a little better. Please don't go get those scrub brushes, attach them to your boyfriend, husband's, whoever's, or yours cordless drill at home and go away at the glass doors. Here's why. Because you can actually bore a hole into the glass. Please be very careful. But I will do a video later just showing you that.